Okay, so today we're going to be showing you how to roll Japanese paper streamers. The example we're going to use is paper streamers for Joshi wrestler Hiroyo Matsumoto, and her streamer colors are orange, green, and white. So this is a typical paper streamer, Japanese paper streamer. Typically, these are only sold in Japan, and one of these rolls can make approximately 3 of these small pieces of streamer. So oftentimes it depends on the size of the venue and how far you need to throw. There are times when a roll of these streamers actually make only about 2 pieces. So they're larger, a longer piece of streamer that you can throw farther. But for venues like that Shimmer runs in Chicago, at the Berwyn Eagles, a size of 3 pieces of streamers per roll is adequate. So before we begin, we'll need to identify all the supplies and tools that you will need in order to roll your streamers. First and foremost, of course, you'll need your Japanese paper streamers. And finally, you'll also need a tool with which to roll the streamer. So it can be something as simple as a toothpick, a bamboo barbecue skewer. Another way I found that makes it a lot easier to roll streamers is maybe taking 2 toothpicks, tie them together with tape. That way you can use it almost like a forceps. It can grab the end of the paper streamer and make it a little bit easier to roll. I've also done here a bamboo skewer with a shorter toothpick attached to it so that I can use the length of the bamboo skewer to apply force, and I find it a little bit easier to roll. You'll also need a ruler so that you can keep a measure of your pieces of streamer to make sure that they are of consistent size. You'll probably also want some tape in order to later, eventually, when you bundle all the streamers together, you'll need some tape. I use something like painter's tape so that it's not too sticky, and that if you need to remove, it doesn't destroy your paper streamers because it is pretty fragile. You'll also want some kind of tray or box when you eventually bundle your streamers. So this is actually a box that had contained some checks. So this is the box that my checks came in. You can use something like that. And finally, you'll also need scissors to be able to cut the streamers. So to begin, we take a roll of streamers, and you'll see it contains the cardboard core. So you'll have to remove the cardboard core before we can begin, because we actually roll the streamers from inside out. So how you do that is you actually just press the streamer roll, and you can start to see that the cardboard core is separating from the rest of the streamers. So you could just take your time. Sometimes you may even need to do a couple of times in order to take off piece by piece and eventually take out the entire cardboard core, leaving you with just the paper streamers. Okay, and to begin, you take the tool that you created for rolling the streamers, you apply it to the end of the streamers, again from the inside outward. So you're going to use a counterclockwise motion and just start to roll the streamer together. I find it helpful to use a very smooth surface. Here I'm actually using it on my glass coffee table, which makes it easier to roll. And again, I find that having a full length long skewer makes it easier to apply force. You don't get tired as easily. It seems to be faster when you make streamers, and you can see that I'm keeping my hand over the streamer so that no streamers pop out and get, you know, out of place, that it stays within inside the outer parameters of the streamer roll. So we don't want to make it too big. We want to make sure that the streamer is about 37 millimeters. So it looks like it's about 37 millimeters. So I'm going to stop there. You're actually going to then tighten it up. So you're going to hold on to it, just tighten it up a little bit. You can actually also remove your tool. Just tighten it up as much as you can. Oops. And so there you have a piece of streamers about, again, 37 millimeters in diameter. And you can use a small piece of tape or small rubber band to hold it together while you keep rolling other streamers. And again, you need 8 of these pieces in order to make one bundle. Okay, so we keep going until we make 8 pieces. And just to make sure, do your best to keep all of your pieces of the same diameter, because later when you bundle them, it becomes more difficult to bundle them and to throw them if they are of uneven sizes. And sometimes, as you're doing it, you can tighten the whole bundle by just holding on to the piece and just again tightening up by going counterclockwise. And at the end, just tear off. And as always, just tighten your streamer. Just pulling on it. Tighten it as best as you can. You can take out the center. Okay, now that we have our 8 pieces of streamers that are rolled up, what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to bundle them into something that looks like this. Again, 8 pieces of streamer will form a bundle like this, and this is what you will be throwing eventually into the ring for your favorite wrestler. So again, for Hiroyo streamers, we have orange, green, and white. And what we're going to do is we're going to put them in some kind of tray or container in order to help keep them together as you bundle them. What I use, again, is the box that my checks came in. You can use something else like a Tupperware tray or lid or anything like that. I would recommend something that's deep enough where you know, it's higher than the streamer, so that your streamers may not accidentally fall out, because you know, if your streamer unravels, it becomes really difficult. It will be a nightmare for you to have to roll it all back together again. So what we're going to do is going to lay the streamers in whatever container or tray you have and just pull a length of it out like so. I have tape at the end of this to keep the streamer, the end of that streamer in place so that it doesn't flop around, get in my way. So now that you have your orange in place, put your next color for Hiroyo is green. Whoops. Keep it in place. And then you have white. And make sure your pieces are tightly wound. It's important. Okay. Okay. And then after that, it's another orange. So now you have the first row complete. Then you repeat that process. Again, another orange. And this time I'm going to put my ruler in there to hold it in place. And then you have green. Again, making sure the pieces are tightly wound up. Okay. And then you have white. And then you have another orange. So there you have it. You have your 8 pieces all lined up. What you're going to do now, you're actually going to bring all these tail ends together. You're going to take all these lengths together and actually, whoops, this one is a little stuck. Let's see if I can get a hold of it. Okay, so almost kind of in a way crisscross them. This is how they're going to stay together. Again, keep it as tight as you can. And what you'll do is you'll kind of fold them inward, kind of almost making this tail end, yeah, like so. Might be good to have some tape nearby. You could just tape it all together. It's not a problem because this is meant to stay together. Okay, so now you have something that looks like this. You have your 8 pieces and your tail end you're actually going to wrap over the main bundle. So this is what you have, your 8 pieces and your tail, like this. It'll be also good to have some maybe strips of paper close by. What you could do with these is you can actually use them to wrap up your bundle so that it keeps it tightly in place and that none of the, oops, it's a little loose here, but that's fine. You can always just pull it in. So there is your bundle of streamers.